saw this guy before and he asked you what happened. Were you crying, or why did he ask you what happened?
He hangs around my grandmother's block. I know him.
Oh, you do know him?
Yeah.
You seen him around the park?
How many times have you?
I mean, he's always out there.
Where's your grandma live?
School park. And it's big, and that's where everybody
How many
hangs
times
out.
have you seen him up there?
A lot.
He's up there in the Inwood section of Washington Heights around Sherman and knows nobody, and nobody knows him.
He lives in one of the projects, but he hangs out on 92nd behind my grandmother's building. He hangs around my grandmother's block. I know him.
Oh, you do know him?
Yeah.
You seen him around the park?
How many times have you?
I mean, he's always out there.
And what kind of relationship did you have with him? Were you friends with him?
There was no relationship. I knew his name. His name was Lou. And
Lou?
yeah, they used to call him Wooloo.
Wool, Lou, like wool, like wool?
Yeah, but
Wool, Lou?
because crack, they call it wolves. So that's what he
What,
was
the little vials of crack are called wolves?
Wolves. So that's why they named him Wooloo.
Really?
That's what.
Does the name, street name Most sound familiar?
Most?
Most. Okay, just wondering.
And
When did you see this guy in the park?
in the park,
You said you seen him hanging around your grandmother's house in the park.
I always see my dad.
Since 1982, all my friends and anyone who ever knew me as Most.
This nickname, Wooloo, was very curious, and yet the police accepted his statement that Wooloo was the shooter and pinned that appellative onto, that nickname onto Fernando Bermudez.
Reggie and I knew that kids in New York have nicknames on the street.
I knew his name. His name was Lou. And
Lou?
yeah.
He talks about this guy, Will Lewis, being Lewis, someone who lives in his neighborhood. Sounds like a totally different guy to me.
My nickname since 1982 has been Most.
And police knew that because they asked Lopez about Most.
But when they asked Pito Lopez, did you ever hear the name Most? He said no.
So that's why they named him Wooloo.
Really?
That's what.
Does the name, street name Most sound familiar?
Most?
Most. Okay, just wondering.
Well, the police knew the name Most because that was Fernando Bermudez's nickname. When Pito Lopez identified the shooter as Wooloo, he also referred to him on this same tape as Lou and Lewis.
And who were they? Hispanics or blacks?
Hispanics.
Did you know these people?
I only knew one kid, the kid Lou. And then the G. Wooloo. Yeah.
They did not want him to refer to the shooter by his actual name, Lewis.
And I was right there, and a couple of guys was fighting him. So I don't know if he got the best of Lewis, and that's when he clocked back, I seen the flames from the thing.
Point to the parts of his face where he had hair growing.
Oh, I didn't see no hair on his face. It was just,
Nothing?
Nothing at all.
No mustache, no goatee, no beard?
Any facial hair at all?
When I was talking to mine, I didn't see none.
Here you have Detective Massanova. Go and get a file, a manila envelope, showing the photo array of 6 photos where Fernando Bermudez's photograph is featured as number 2. And prior to him approaching the table where Pito Lopez is seated, Lopez looks at Detective Massanova, and Massanova tells him, "I'm going to show you the photo that you identified last night. You looked at this last night at 11 o'clock. Do you remember?" And Lopez looks up at Detective Massanova incredulously and says, "Number 2, right?" They had told him before he took the videotape, if you do this, give us number 2, you'll go free. We will not prosecute you.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, the detective Massanova showed you a photo array. He'll show it to you again.
This is the photo array you saw at 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
Last night.
picture too. It was.
Well, before you decide, just look, okay?
Yeah.
This is the photo array, okay? Just look.
Yeah, this was the picture right here.
Is Wulu number 2?
Yeah,
You're
but he
pointing to
didn't.
number 2 there.
Yeah, but his face, he didn't have none of that hair on his face. I mean, he probably could have, but I wasn't really looking in his face to see because I was still kind of.
Could you just hold up so we'll have a picture of that? This is the same photo array that you showed him.
And all the other witnesses.
Okay. And he picked out number 2?
He indicated it before I opened it up.
Yeah. Wulu, right? He's number 2, right?
Yeah.
People are going to look at you and say, well, he's not the most honest character. Why should we believe this guy? Why do we believe you?
I mean, because now I'm telling the truth. When I was young, I was scared, and if I have a man wrongfully convicted, it's wrong. He didn't do it.
Well, who picked out his picture?
Well, the officer put the picture there, and I was looking at the thing, and he kind of like forced me to pick him because I didn't see anybody that was there. And the police was like, he's right there, he's right there. You know, he was like coaching me to say what he wanted me to say without him telling me what to say.
Well, they were trying to pin the murder on you.
That's basically what he said. He said, if you don't tell me who did it, we're going to charge you with first-degree murder. You're going to have a $250,000 bail.
And that's in writing. That's not something that I imagined. I mean, that's a cooperation agreement that spells it all out.
I was kind of anxious to go to trial because I felt that it would be there, that the truth will be revealed, that the truth will make a difference, and that finally my ordeal will be over with. I felt that the trial would be the best opportunity to show once and for all that I was not the person who committed this horrible crime.
In court, on the witness stand, I told the judge the truth. I told him that they were badgering me. They were trying to make me seem like none of this, what I was saying, was true. And I couldn't believe it. And I told, the judge that, and then ADA Rodriguez told me, let him see the video and see if there's anything that I was trying to mislead him in any way, that, he could see it for himself. So we went, during the recess of court, I couldn't take lunch. I went with one of the paralegals of the prosecutor to his office. And they showed me the videotape, and the parts where I remember what they were trying to make me nervous and trying to scare me weren't there. And I saw like an edited part, like if you see like snow, like on a videotape, like you see, like we went very like instantaneous. It comes in like one part, it looks like snow. It looks like somebody tried to edit the tape. And I said, she said, do you see anything? I said, no, it just looks like, something was clipped out. She goes, oh, well, we do what we have to do here. We edit tapes all day long. And I was like, okay, well, whatever, But I told the judge, he asked me, ADA Rodriguez asked me when the trial continued after recess, he asked me, did you see anything? And I said, no, I didn't see anything. I just told him it looked like a part of it was edited or something. And they said, they wanted to strike that from the motion, and the judge said, did you see anything that you said it, what you said, and it could back you up? And I was like, no, I didn't see anything.
Throughout the proceedings, I started realizing that truth didn't seem to make a difference because people were lying against me. I was being named somebody who I wasn't.
I first found the witnesses when I went to their neighborhood. They all lived very close together. They all hung together.
We now have recantation evidence that consists of all witnesses who recanted and stated the reasons why they lied at trial.
They were ready to come forward. It was almost a relief when they met me.
Attorney Marianne DeBarry collected affidavits from the 5 people who identified Fernando at trial. They all now admit they picked the wrong man. Opa Ayesi says the DA pressured me to pick out Bermudez under threats of going to jail if I refused. Witness Jamie Velasquez now admits, at the trial I was surprised at how big he was and how different he looked. I was frightened. I realized I made a mistake. Witness Michael Thompson says the DA yelled at me about my rap sheet and how he could get me if I didn't help him. In court, I remember looking at the defendant and thinking, he ain't the kid who did it.
It was almost like a box had opened and all the truth was coming at me so quickly, so fast that I could hardly write it down.
Mary Ann DeBarry put us in touch with Michael Thompson.